What's up guys, Brendan Meyers here. So today we're gonna master the pull-up. A lot of people ask me, well, how do I complete a pull-up? Where do I start within calisthenics? And the pull-up is actually the most basic exercise within calisthenics, and it's the one that everyone should understand how to do, because once you can do a pull-up, you can then do a muscle-up, and then you can do aerials and different type of explosive movements. All right, so first off, what is a pull-up? A pull-up is where you're in a hanging position in a pronated grip, your wrists will be flexed, your elbow joint will be in complete extension, and your shoulder joint, your glenohumeral joint, will be in complete abduction. So it's away from your body, all right? You're gonna be hanging in that position. So what you do is you pull up until your chin reaches over the bar. This means that your wrist will stay flexed throughout the movement, your elbow joint will go into flexion, and your glenohumeral joint will then go into adduction. So what am I saying? Why am I explaining these joint actions with you? It's because to build up to complete this exercise, you want to do things that really imitate the movement, but with weights within the gym. So here are a few different exercises that you could do to really build up those muscles for the pull-up. All right, so for the first exercise, we're going to focus in on the Lat Pull Down machine. The Lat Pull Down machine actually is the same exact thing as a pull-up. You're just on a lever-based system, a machine that you can control the amount of weight that you have on it. So instead of pulling your body up into a pull-up position, you're actually pulling weight down into the up position of a pull-up. A lat pull down is the exact same thing as a pull-up, as I said. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna depress your scaps, okay? So you're here and you're gonna retract them. So this is depression and retraction. Depress, retraction, okay? And what that's gonna do is really allow you to have a big chest, and it will isolate your lats a lot more, okay? And you're gonna go into a pronated grip, not a supinated grip. This will work different muscles, a lot more biceps than anything. So a pronated grip, you're gonna go outside of shoulder width apart, depress, retract, okay? You're gonna flex your elbow joints, you're gonna flex, and then you're gonna adduct your glenohumeral joint. And you're gonna touch just above your nipple line. And that's your first exercise. So we just went through the lat pull down machine, which is the best exercise to really build up strength for that pull up. Now we're gonna tackle lawn mowers. There's different names for this exercise. This is the lawn mower, this is what I call it. And what this is gonna do is it's not gonna be an abduction and adduction of the glenohumeral joint. This will actually be an extension and inflection of that joint, but it really targets those lats, which are extremely important within the pull-up, as I stated. So, what you're going to do, you're going to grab the dumbbell in a neutral grip, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to have one hand for support placed on a dumbbell, and it's important that you're completely parallel, your chest is completely parallel with the ground, and you sink your hips, and your knee doesn't come over your toe. So check this out. It's almost as if you're in a lunge position. The important thing to remember is to keep your knee joint completely extended, okay? And you're gonna sink your hips and you're gonna stay on the ball of your foot on your back foot. So what you're gonna do is also extremely important to understand that you don't want the dumbbell to come straight up. All right, then you're working a lot more biceps. You really want to focus on a diagonal dumbbell path from the front towards your toe to the back of your hip. That's your second exercise. Alright, so we're back to the lat pull down machine. This is a different exercise where you're actually pulling towards your thighs. What we're going to do here is go outside shoulder width apart, just like the lat pull down. Right? We're going to go shoulder width apart with our feet. Our knees are going to be flexed just a little bit. We are going to flex our hips. Make sure your spine is in a complete neutral position. Big chest, so you're going to depress and retract your scaps again. Same exact thing as the lat pull down and the pull up. Alright? And what you're going to do is pull the weight towards your hips. Alright? So you want to make sure you're completely extended within your elbow joint. Right there. This will help target those lats again. So for this final exercise that I teach my clients when trying to progress them towards a pull-up is that of a inverted pull row per se. People call these a lot of different things, but what you're gonna do basically is going into a position where you're fully extended. Ring finger will be on the rings on the barbell. Big chest, so again, you're gonna depress and retract your scapulas, and you're gonna pull to the bottom of your chest, so right here, under your nipple line. Different variations for this. If it's too hard to be fully extended, that's a lot harder. And you go into a flex position of your knee. A harder movement would be a one leg pull. And that's your final exercise. All right, so as you can see, these 4 exercises are the best exercises to really build up those lats, build up those back muscles, so that you can complete this pull-up. The one thing I must add is that a lot of people come out with tutorials on how to do a pull-up, how to do certain exercises, and they'll always include a lot of isometric holds. The only time you include isometric holds is if you're having a problem at a certain joint angle. So if you can't get past 90 degrees, you train that 90-degree isometric hold, because wherever you're training that isometric hold, so if you're up top in a pull-up, that's where you will strengthen that point. You won't strengthen up to that point. You will only strengthen that joint angle. So when you're doing a pull-up, people say, oh, do an isometric hold at a 90-degree angle of your elbow joint, and that's incorrect because you're only getting stronger at that specific angle. So my suggestion is follow those 4 exercises, train them for about 6 weeks, go up to a pull-up bar and see if you can do one. If you can, great. If you can't, keep on training those different exercises and you will finally be able to do a pull-up. Thanks for watching. This is your how to do a pull-up tutorial. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below or message me within my inbox. I also have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter that you can follow me on. Just check it out in the description. Remember, there's a new video every week.